Okay, problem A, flatter land. This was the first problem in the competition, and it was also the easiest. And basically you have a 1D place, and you have to spread out the citizens of this 1D space by x feet apart. Now the people themselves take up no space according to the problem description, and you have n flatter land citizens. So this is inspired by the current COVID-19 crisis where we have to maintain social distancing. And the problem gives us the number of people, which is going to be between 2 and 100 inclusive, and the recommended distance in feet between the people. And I'll hop over to my whiteboard here. The way to think about this is we have n people, so let's just say n is 4, so this is n equals 4. Then we have x feet apart for each one of these people, and then we have to figure out what does the problem actually want us to calculate. And it says you should output the farthest distance between any two people in the group, assuming the distance from one person to the next is exactly the recommended distance, x, and that people take up no space. So going back to here, the maximum distance is going to be between these two people here. And as you can see, the distance, assuming each one of these people here takes up 0 space, is just going to be 3x. Now, my drawing isn't very good, but this is the idea. If n was 5, so then we would have another x, and we'd have 4x. So that this is the concept. And this holds for all cases. Another way of thinking about this is that you're just counting the number of gaps between the people and multiplying that by the recommended distance. Okay, so we'll go back. I'll just code this up very quickly. And the first thing that we need to do is read in the input. Pretty much, I just always start at the top of my program with reading in the input. And the first input is from the description. The first line tells us the number of people, which is n. So n equals int of input. And it's important to convert whatever input you have to the correct data type. In this case, we can't have fractional people, so it's an integer. And the second line tells us the recommended distance between people in feet. Now this doesn't actually say that it's an integer. That was maybe an oversight of the problem author and the review committee, but it is an integer. So we'll say x equals int input. And now, as I mentioned earlier, we just have to multiply n minus 1, so that will be the number of gaps between the people, by x. So make sure to parenthesize or else things won't go so great. And then we just need to print this out. If I can even spell print. And when we run this, the first input, let's just say, is this example. So we're going to copy and paste it. We get 12, which is in fact the correct answer. Now it's important to at least try the problem on all of the sample inputs just for sanity's sake. And it's always good to maybe make up some other inputs. This one's an easy enough problem that you don't really need to. So let's test it with the second input. We get 40, which is the correct output.